Hi everyone, CJ here, bringing you another episode of Open the World Map. If you are not familiar with the Sage Advice website, it is a very useful website that collects the rulings made by the designers of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons on Twitter. Many people may not know this, but Zoltar is actually an Italian, and he is currently based in Milan, Italy. I'm sure a lot of people have used the web service, the Sage Advice, but the thing is, I don't think many people actually know who is the man behind that website.
Yes, I know. As is, I work it because I love the Dungeon Master because the icon is from the cartoon from the 80s is the Dungeon Master, and then I always love that guy, and I prefer to stay back in the back because the guys who talk in Sage Advice are the designer and the lead designer from D&D, and I prefer that I'm not interfere with their tweet. At the start of the Sage Advice, the tweets are very few, so sometimes I talk. I was talking with the guys who are looking for rules, but I was not the official person. The Jeremy Crawford is the official man for rulings. So after a while, I prefer to stay back and say, okay, this is the D&D world, and I'm just a facilitator of all the stuff because the Twitter search is terrible and no one can find anything about rules if someone want to search for specific rules.
Right, yeah, okay. And another thing that a lot of people may not know about is you are an Italian and living
Yes.
in Italia where?
Yes, I am. I living in Milano, Milan. That is at the north of Italy. Is a very nice place because I love Milan and Italy too. And it was always it started from a need for me to understand the fifth edition rules because when I start to watch the videos and to make the playtest, the official and public playtest, I said, "Wow, this is amazing!" And this is the rules that will really change the game. Not like the fourth edition. So I said, okay, I need to learn rules, and there are only two guys that would talk about rules. There was Mike Mears, the designer, and Rodney Thompson, that was another designer too, and was responding, was answering the question on Twitter about the all the new rules about the fifth edition. So I prefer to learn how some question could be resolved. So I make the sage advice to help the community because my first thing is help everyone and spread the word and expand our community, and we become something very great, I hope.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because you have been doing this since the early days of 5th edition, or maybe longer, I don't know. But the thing is, the book has only been translated recently.
Yes, the book in Italian was released in November, I think, in Lucca. So Lucca Comics and Games is a very large con event in Italy, and is the second largest convention dedicated to games in all over the world. The first one, I think, this is yes, it seems impossible, but we have a lot of people that love play and cosplay too, and this is a great convention because he's set in a medieval town called Lucca, is in Tuscany, and the old city is a medieval with walls around, and the people walk around the walls, and all the city is crowded with cosplayer and play and players and everything about games is there in November, at the start of November. The first time I met Jeremy Crawford was there, so started our chatting relationship and with Sage Advice too. So people in Italy, yes, will play absolutely role playing and especially tabletop playing games.
I heard that the Italians do riposo.
Riposo.
Riposo. Riposo. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for correcting me. Yep.
No, 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 no. I think that no, no. We don't have this habit in particular. No, we work after just 1 hour of eating, and we we work again. So we have no time to sleep. We have just 8 hours usually to sleep during the night.
It's not as different as I thought, but I also heard that the Italians, have their dinner a bit later and longer dinner. So would that interfere with gameplay?
Yes. Depends. It depends on the where are you from the very all the parts of countries of Italy. In the north part is very early, very north, and when you go down to the south, they maybe start to eat at 9 p.m. So maybe in the north they eat at around 7. But all Italy, I think that is are around 8. They all eat.
Around 8. Yeah, that's pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at other places I know people start eating at 6 o'clock.
Yes, maybe in German, probably in.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like in Italy, where do most people play? Do they play at shops, playing Adventurers League, or they
Hmm,
prefer to play at home?
yes, yes. Italians loves to play at home. Maybe sometimes I've seen a lot of pictures. Their guys, and after the dinner they start to play in the kitchen. So it's very funny. But the last 2 years, when Adventurers Leagues grows up, there's a guy that's called. His name is Nicola De Gobbis. Is the leader of Italy that makes the all adventurers leagues. He has now has 50 adventurer leagues spread all over Italy. We are very a lot because guys, I know all the guys. From all the adventurer leagues, most important adventurer leagues spread around Italy, like Venice or Pisa and Naples and in Sicily in particular, and they are all very great guys that makes all these events that have a very soul. Based on nerd is cool. So when you go to adventure, yes, nerd is very cool because when you go to these adventurers leagues in Italy, they are very louder and very proud to participate. And when you end this a normal session, you see very very cool. And this is the work of Nicola De Gobis that gives his print to be cool and is not just a nerd. So very we are all nerd, and after many years we exit from our caves and go to the public and say we are nerd, we are stronger. And this is the mood and the soul of all adventurer leagues in Italy. So the adventurer leagues experience in Italy, for me, I've seen different from all the around the world, and I think that is very very cool.
What language do people play in? Because yeah, that's a question, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. The language is obviously Italian, but here in Milan, that is a little bit cosmopolitan city. There is a place, it's a beautiful place that I love to sometimes go there because it's a kid school. That cool, but now he has the building has all the rooms dedicated to play the game. The place is called WESM, is and there is a very cool place. And there, when in Friday they make the adventurer leagues, they have a table if you request in English, so you can play. If you came from everywhere, you can ask to Wesma some day before to play in English. So please come in Italy, in Milan. You can play in English too.
So it's a pretty good way of like teaching children how to learn English, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. There's also a table with children, kids, and they are terrible because they want to kill everything. They are much funny, and there's always a girl table, 6, 7 girls, kids, girl that they are very terrible. They want to kill everything they meet.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's always the
Fun,
girl,
very
isn't
fun.
it? Who wants to kill everything. So does it mean
Yeah.
that Adventurers League is a pretty good sort of like gateway for people to start playing D&D?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Many guys don't know because my first experience with Dungeons and Dragons was with the red box, the old red box, and when I opened it the first time, I saw just 2 books. And say, okay, where is the game? Where's the board game? You need to maybe want to know about if you have dice or no. There's nothing, and maybe it's the same for the starter set. And you need to comprehend that you need to read the book, and after that, there's a magic, that interpretation. There's a theater of a mind. So, adventure leagues here in Italy are helps you to put and makes a gateway to your experience for D&D. So I think that they are very helpful for everyone.
Yeah,
They
and
want to start.
okay, right. With the new Italian translation, do you see people actually buying the Italian translated D&D books, or is it?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because not all people knows English, but I think that there's a half percent, 50% that know Italian and English.
Okay, yeah. And do you see like how is it growing? Because in the West, there is like a lot of like YouTube shows like Critical Role
Yeah,
or like Penny Arcade Acquisition Incorporated.
yeah.
But in Italy, is there like a force that get people into the game, or is it still like being spread through word of mouth? Do they have something
Uh,
similar? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I know. The spread of mouth is the most important thing because people don't understand the critical role or the acquisition incorporated things. So they see people in theater and they don't know how why they are playing, but. So the spread of mouth and venture leaks are the most important channels to start your magic adventure.
Going a little away from D&D, what other like tabletop RPGs are popular in Italy?
Mm. Sincerely, I need to ask to my friends because I have a big problem. In 30 years of my D&D experience, I never played another role playing and another tabletop game except for Monopoly or Risk. So I asked to my friends, and they say that tabletop RPG popular in Italy are like Vampire. Maybe you know the is very popular because there was a period of some years ago people goes very where like Vampire. They loves to play Vampire, especially in the same place that where the adventure leagues in Milan. There's a underground made with a cave like a church, and all the guys wearing like vampire. A lot of guys, and it was very in, the people in Italian seems interested about this vampire and the other games. I think that is made in Italy. I don't know if there's there is called Cinerequie. Cinerequie is a game. very similar to the story of I think that is I don't remember. Philip Dick, that is the same guy that made Blade Runner, and Sinorique, tabletop the role playing is based on if the Nazis wins the war, what happened to Earth. So is played in that. I think that Amazon do a series about these books that here in Italy is the I don't remember how it's called,
Man
the
in the High Castle or something like that.
bravo, that one.
In what area do you think D&T can improve on? Maybe rules on social encounter or
Yes.
something like that.
I have a lot of info. Every day of my life, I spent 1 hour in Twitter reading all the Jeremy Crawford, Mike Mills, Chris Perkins tweets, and everything. So my opinion is that they need to give more boost to Dungeon Master. I know that every day needs. They want to push Dungeon Master effort, but I think that they need to push more because the Dungeon Master role is need to be take care, because all the guys now that want to learn and to play Dungeons and Dragons, they don't know who who is the Dungeon Master and how to be the Dungeon Master. There's a beautiful book of fourth edition. There was the two Dungeon Master guides. There's from fourth edition. That at the start of the books, there was a sort of explanation of your players. So they tend to describe every particular players around your table and how to manage him. So if you have a power player, how to manage and resolve his harsh manners, or maybe if you have some shy guy in your table, how to take him and make his magic around the table, and the narrator. There are very I think 6 or 8 type of players described in Dungeon Master Guide of 4th edition, and there are very useful tips for a Dungeon Master to understand. And there is another thing inside, and how to dispose your players. It depends on their characteristic or their moods, and how to do to put in around the table. So this could be maybe a team that could be revamped again with the fifth edition.
So what do you think, a new sort of genre that Italians like that can be put into D&D?
Okay, I wrote something about it. I think that maybe if next time will be Dark Sun settings, maybe something like the Sergio Leone to make something like the spaghetti western. So could be cool. And we have already music from Ennio Morricone, that is the composer and makes that the movies amazing. More than the images and cinematographic scenes.
Okay, yeah, Dark Sun, that would be fun. That should be really interesting, yeah, with lots of spaghetti westerns.
Just a note, for everyone, because I am a playtester, official playtester from D&D and Wizard of the Coast, but they don't reveal anything about Dark Sun, so I don't know anything about. So it's just my speculation. Uh, like there was Eberron. Eberron, when came in 2 weeks ago, was very surprised also for us playtester, because we don't know nothing. It was just Kate Baker project, a very secret project, and when he saw Eberron is now, we say
Maybe if you don't mind to give us a bit of your secret sauce in DMing, your special secrets.
see, I first I'm also DM for 30 years. I'm just a little Chris Perkins because I love to DM and not so much to play. So in 30 years, I don't remember how much time I spent to play then mastering. So I love to dungeon master. So you have secrets. I have tons of secrets, and that you can read from Chris Perkins' tweet, and also from Sly Flourish. This is another tweet guy. Is very smart guy who how to. My recipe or something that I could tell you is happened in these few days because we are playing a high level adventure, and my players say we want to play a high level adventure, and I sincerely I don't like very high. We are talking about nearby the 20 level, so very thought things. And when you want to scare your players, I suggest you don't touch so much the hit points, but start to touch the abilities. When they see their abilities decreasing, and they are max 20 or max ability, so when start to see decreasing their abilities, they are going to panic because there are few points left, like a shadow monster. They touch you and grab one, two, or 3 points of strength, and in few rounds, if they are surrounded by all these shadows, they start to say, "Oh, we are dying in in few moments," because they are very. Sometimes the players, I have 200 hit points, so I don't care. I go there. But when you touch abilities, or maybe use the exhaustion rules that are very useful, you have just 6 steps to go down and kill them in 6 steps. So this is my one of the advice that I tested in these days.
My friend asked me to ask this. This is something that people have been memeing a lot on the internet. When Italians do this, what does it mean?
Is this I don't know, say reformative, so something that underline. You say for asking a question, but it's a question that you what like this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's an
yeah. That means
exclamation point.
yes, absolutely. It's something that say is an accent of for to underline your question that sometimes is a little bit aggressive or very. You are saying, "Are you stupid? What do you say? What do you say? I don't know. What do you say?"
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot for that, Zoltar. Yeah, you've been really a great interview. And that was Zoltar from Milan, Italy. If you need clarification on any of the rules made by the designers of Dungeons & Dragons, go to his website to find an archive of useful tips. Before I end the video, let me give thanks to my Patreon supporters for supporting this series. If you like what I'm doing, consider joining Patreon so that you can also ask questions to our future interviewee. Subscribe to the channel and remember to click on future videos so that you can open the world map as we explore tabletop RPG cultures from all around the world. CJ, over and out.